Hi, I'm Michael Senoff, founder and CEO of HardToFindSeminars.com. For the last 5 years, I've interviewed the world's best business and marketing minds. Now my challenge is to build the world's largest free resource for online, downloadable audio business interviews. I've learned a lot in the last 5 years, and today I'm going to show you the skills you need to survive.
Let me ask you a question. How much did that email cost you to send out?
Nothing.
How many dollars in sales did that one presentation for the chamber bring your consulting business?
Well over $100,000.
$100,000 for an email out to about 1,000 people to a chamber of commerce. That's not a bad return. Tell my consultants, my HMA consultants, do you think they could work their local chambers and do what you did if they have the tools to put on a PowerPoint?
Oh, absolutely. People are always looking for ways to increase their business. Hi, Michael. My name is Alex Whiting. I'm a Y2 marketing consultant. Actually, oddly enough, I've ditched just about everything I learned from them about 2 years ago and actually become a very successful marketing consultant on my own. But I thought it was... I keep on coming across your website. I keep on coming across your materials. It seems like you're doing some interesting things, so I think it would be worthwhile to rap with you a little bit and just kind of understand what you're up to. And who knows, it's always nice, I think, to talk to someone who's in the industry and kind of share some ideas and get an idea what's going on. I'm 47 and I am a smart consultant with White Marketing. I'm located in Philadelphia.
You're in Philadelphia. And is this your first experience with consulting? How would you describe yourself? We'd say this is Alex Whiting, a marketing consultant. What do you like to call yourself?
A purveyor of profit steroids.
A purveyor of profit steroids. Tell me, where are you located and where Pennsylvania? Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So you've been doing consulting for how many years?
8 years.
8 years. And you started very young with a software consulting business?
Yeah.
And then moved in and started learning a little bit about marketing and became interested in marketing. You're working with chiropractors and mortgage brokers.
And realtors, and there's actually several other niche industries I'm in.
How much are you making in consulting with your consulting business? $500,000 a year?
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a lot more than that this year already. I'm trying to do a lot more. Because at this point in my career, I'm making over $1,000 an hour for my time spent on any given deal.
Can I ask how many years you've been doing at least $500,000?
I mean, it really started last year when I learned how to leverage. It was instead of doing business with anyone that came to me, that's when I started leveraging things that work.
First of all, how did you get into all this consulting? Where did it all start?
When I was about 18, I started consulting. I actually had a business in high school where I developed software and turned into a consulting business when I was about 18. Started a company when I was 19, and I grew that to a pretty large size.
What was the software you were developing? You were in high school at 18? Were you computer nut?
No, I was 16 when I started doing software development for businesses.
Did you tell me you were writing code when you were 4 or something?
That's right. I was writing software when I was 4 years old. So I grew up with a computer chip in my head.
How's that? Did your parents influence you somehow that way?
No, I just took to it.
You just took to it. Okay, so at 4 years old, you were writing code.
When I was about 8, I wrote a game that was published for Atari called Missile Command. I grew up in a pretty normal family. I actually, around 8th grade, I stopped going to school much and just showed up for test day because I was an expert test taker. I pretty much would just go and do whatever I wanted. And somehow, I think just through my power of persuasion, I got away with it every time. In high school, I went to a private school that was very strict. I did the same thing as soon as I got a car, bought my own car, bought a BMW from writing software for people, bought my first car when I was 16. It was a brand new BMW, and I just didn't go to school except for test days, and I would actually call meetings with all my teachers and explain to them what I expected of them. And it sounds ridiculous, but I got away with everything I wanted my whole life.
Did you ace everything, straight A's?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do well in the homework grade because I never did homework. But this is a key thing, and you'll find This leads to my success in everything. I'm very good at pattern recognition. And the way I did so well at tests, and this is a real critical thing, pattern recognition. And this is a critical thing because when you're doing marketing, you have to pick up on the thought and speech patterns of the people you're marketing to. So what I would do is I would show up for the first few days of a class, and I did the same thing in college, and just get a sense for their thought patterns. And then when I went to take the test, I'd imagine that they're talking to me and they were telling me the answers.
Okay. And so that helped you ace the test. So let's apply that to a marketing consultant, or are you getting an account, or something related to marketing consultant where people can make a connection?
Yeah, it happens all the time. For example, I market to people who buy things that I've never bought before, and I have no clue really what it's like to buy what they buy, but I may have talked to people that would be in that target market, for example, had some conversations with them, and just from little conversations I can get a feel for the way they think, and kind of get a feel for their thought patterns, how they would react to certain things, what sequence of messages they need to hear in order to buy.
Let's continue then. Talk about the software you developed in high school.
I mostly developed chess playing software, and also I developed some network software that I sold under a private agreement to small businesses. As
you got older, were you gaining knowledge in structuring deals where there was money in it for you?
Yes, I never had considered myself a salesman, and generally when someone asked me about some sort of problem, or if I saw a problem, just by my nature, I like to help people. That, I think, is a critical aspect of being a good consultant, by the way. I love to help people. So what I would do is just start talking to them about, hey, have you tried this? Have you considered this? And automatically, because I'm talking about them, I establish myself as an expert, and I win their trust. That's how I've sold everything to the state, and that's still how I sell things. You got to have that strategy. You know, Jay Abraham calls it the strategy of preeminence. But you really need to think about who you're dealing with first, and you need to really focus on giving instead of getting. Through my first company, I hired a guy who was a marketing director over at a similar company that wasn't a competitor. And I just always loved the human mind. Ever since I can remember, I'm in love with the human mind and the way humans think. So I've been very interested in psychology. Anyway, I hired this guy. He taught me a lot of different things. This at least got me started on that path.
You hired him to do consulting with you?
I eventually had a software company. That's the one I started in 19. We developed enterprise software. And what I did is hire him to market the product.
Okay. Did he do a good job at it?
No, he didn't. Actually, he failed miserably. And I think his mistake was the mistake I think that most marketers have when they go to one particular niche to another, is that they forget to stop learning. They just assume that everything's the same under every buying situation. Instead of actually trying to take what he used in the past that was successful and improving on it, he just tried to display it over like a template, and that doesn't work. However, it really gave me an education on what not to do. And you know, here I was with a software company trying to sell products. Eventually, I was the one who sold everything. So a lot of it was through trial and error, my love of the human mind. And I went through actually several. I hired some VPs of marketing, went through 3 of them actually. So eventually I had to take it over myself. I got frustrated. And this was about, after the company was about 3 years old, so the sum was 22. So we started branching out into IT consulting.
Hi, it's Michael Senoff with HardToFindSeminars.com. Thanks for watching this video. You know, many of my interviews last 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, sometimes even up to 2.5 hours long. They're actual mini seminars, and you've just listened to a short sample of just one of over 117 hours of exciting, hard-hitting, mind-blowing interviews on how to make money in direct mail, advertising, copywriting. I assure you, there is not a resource anywhere on the internet or on the planet that comes close to the free information I provide at HardToFindSeminars.com. So go right now to HardToFindSeminars.com and you'll have free access to 117 hours of audio interviews with typed word-for-word downloadable transcripts and downloadable MP3 files. Please browse some more of the videos or go right directly to HardToFindSeminars.com. Thanks for watching.